Elizabeth Taylor began her Hollywood career at the tender age of 10, and she grew up to be a stunning fashion icon. However, alongside her illustrious film career, she became equally renowned for her multiple marriages and divorces, ultimately having 4 children from 7 unions and a total of 10 grandchildren. Not surprisingly, Taylor's grandchildren have inherited her striking beauty and pursued diverse and intriguing paths in life. From the grandson who works to preserve his grandmother's legacy to the granddaughter who remembers Taylor cutting her hair, let's take a look at Elizabeth Taylor's grandchildren, who have grown up to be gorgeous. Before diving into her grandchildren's lives, it's important to reflect on Elizabeth Taylor's colorful love life. Throughout her lifetime, Taylor walked down the aisle a total of 8 times. Elizabeth Taylor, a woman who found love twice in her lifetime, embarked on a tumultuous marital journey that began at the tender age of 18 with Conrad Nicky Hilton, a hotelier and Paris Hilton's great-uncle. Their marriage lasted a brief 2 years. Following this, Taylor's second husband was actor Michael Wilding, with whom she had 2 sons, Christopher and Michael. Daughter Liza was born during her 3rd marriage to producer Mike Todd, tragically cut short by Todd's death in a plane crash. In a surprising turn, Taylor then married Eddie Fisher, Todd's best friend and singer, and Debbie Reynolds' husband, marking her 4th union. However, it was her 5th marriage to Welsh actor Richard Burton, with whom she shared a tumultuous relationship both on and off screen during their 2 marriages, that left an indelible mark on Taylor's life. Reflecting on their connection in the 2009 book Furious Love, Taylor described Burton as attentive and loving, reminiscing on their intense love affair that began during the filming of Cleopatra in 1962. Despite their passionate romance, they faced challenges that led to both marriages ultimately ending. Following Burton, Taylor married twice more, to Senator John Warner of Virginia and construction worker Larry Fortensky. Yet, in her later years, Taylor's focus shifted towards her family and philanthropic endeavors. She cherished her role as a mother, finding profound joy in witnessing her children's happiness. In a 2011 interview with Harper's Bazaar, Taylor expressed her deep fulfillment in watching her children delight in life's moments. Today, her legacy lives on through her grandchildren and great-grandchildren, a testament to her enduring love and vibrant spirit. LEL Wilding, Elizabeth Taylor's first granddaughter. In 1971, Elizabeth Taylor welcomed her very first grandchild, LEL Wilding. Growing up in Northern California, LEL spent numerous holidays and Sundays with her grandmother. Despite their closeness, LEL emphasized in an interview with Art and Understanding magazine that Taylor treated all her grandchildren equally without favoritism. LEL fondly recalled moments spent with her grandmother, including Taylor's artistic talents in cutting hair and offering makeup tips, with a penchant for the smoky eye look. "She had a great eye," LEL shared, adding that Taylor once advised her, "If you've got it, flaunt it." Such unconventional advice mirrored Taylor's unique personality as a grandmother. Today, LEL resides in Portland, Oregon, where she works as a graphic designer and yoga instructor. Inspired by her grandmother's activism, LEL serves as an ambassador for the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, carrying forward Taylor's legacy of advocacy. Witnessing Taylor wear the red ribbon for AIDS awareness at the 1992 Academy Awards left a lasting impression on LEL. She wore it proudly and continued to wear it throughout her life, LEL explained to People. She transformed it into a powerful symbol, sparking a broader movement due to her unparalleled ability to connect with people. Beyond Taylor's philanthropy and fame, LEL treasures the memories of her grandmother's affection and warmth. Recalling moments filled with love and tender embraces, LEL spoke warmly to People about the cherished times spent snuggling with Taylor, Naomi DeLuce Wilding, a different kind of grandmother-granddaughter relationship. Naomi DeLuce Wilding, born in 1975 as Layla's younger sister, had a different relationship with their iconic grandmother, Elizabeth Taylor. Despite their 4-year age gap, Naomi's interactions with Taylor were largely confined to holiday visits, as she resided in the United Kingdom during her upbringing. In the late 1990s, Naomi sought employment as a fashion designer in Manhattan, aiming to secure a green card. However, her plans were disrupted when her apartment was burglarized. Fortunately, Taylor intervened swiftly to support her granddaughter. She said, "I'll get you a lawyer, we'll get you a green card, and everything will be okay." "I came to stay with her and I never left California," Naomi recounted to Art and Understanding magazine. Living with her grandmother for nearly 2 years was an amazing experience for Naomi. Following in her sister Layla's footsteps, Naomi is also deeply involved as an ambassador for the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. Moreover, she manages the Wilding Cran Gallery, a contemporary art gallery located in Los Angeles, California, which she co-runs with her husband, Anthony Cran. In this way, Naomi has forged her own path of success, echoing the philanthropic spirit and resilience that defined her legendary grandmother, Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Eliza Carson, the granddaughter with Taylor's namesake. Taylor's adopted daughter, Maria Burton, with husband Richard Burton, welcomed her own child in 1982, whom she lovingly named Elizabeth Carson. Known affectionately as Eliza, she spent much of her teenage years at her grandmother Elizabeth Taylor's expansive estate, forming a close bond with the Hollywood icon. Their relationship extended beyond familial ties. They often embarked on vacations together, including a memorable 2-week trip to the Dominican Republic. According to Eliza, their summer together was so enjoyable that she extended her stay. Reflecting on her grandmother's influence, Eliza shared with Over 60, "She always stood up for what was right." This characteristic deeply resonated with Eliza, who has followed in Taylor's footsteps by pursuing a career in social work at the Department of Child Protection in Manhattan. While Eliza appreciated the glitz and glamour surrounding her grandmother's life, it was Taylor's unwavering humanitarian spirit that left the most profound impact on her. In addition to her career in social work, Eliza continues to honor her grandmother's legacy as an ambassador for the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, joining her cousins in their dedication to promoting AIDS awareness and support. Through her work and advocacy, Eliza embodies the values instilled by Taylor, ensuring that her grandmother's legacy of compassion and activism lives on. Caleb and Andrew Wilding, the first grandsons. In the early 1980s, Elizabeth Taylor welcomed her first grandson, Caleb Wilding, into the family through adoption. Caleb was adopted by Taylor's son, Christopher Wilding, and his wife, Aileen Getty, after Getty experienced several difficult pregnancies. Getty candidly shared with People, "It was traumatic because I really wanted a child." Following Caleb's adoption, Getty did eventually conceive and gave birth to another son, Andrew Wilding. Tragically, Getty faced another challenge when she tested positive for HIV when Caleb was a toddler and Andrew was just 6 months old. Overwhelmed by the diagnosis, Getty relocated with her sons to New York City, where she struggled with substance abuse. Reflecting on that time, Getty admitted, "I just lost it." Consequently, Caleb and Andrew were temporarily placed in foster care. "My children are my lifeline. They deserved better," Getty acknowledged to People. Eventually, Getty sought treatment and achieved sobriety, ensuring a stable environment for her sons. Despite the early challenges, Caleb and Andrew have flourished into adulthood. Andrew has pursued a career in Hollywood as a cinematographer, mirroring his grandmother Elizabeth Taylor's own illustrious career. Quinn Taylor, is he raunchy like his grandmother? While speaking at Town & Country's Philanthropy Summit, Quinn Taylor, Elizabeth Taylor's 6th grandchild, and the son of Liza Todd Burton and Hap Taylor, shared some intimate memories of his late grandmother. "A lot of people don't know this, but Grandma could be really raunchy," Quinn revealed to the audience. He fondly recalled moments spent at her house where they would watch Law and Order, eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and cozy up in bed together wearing pajamas. It was truly a special bond they shared. Quinn has pursued a career as an artist and serves as a co-trustee of the Elizabeth Taylor Trust. Following his grandmother's passing, Quinn and his cousin took part in an event honoring her legacy, which deeply resonated with him. Through that experience, we had the opportunity to see how crucial it was for her family to be participating in her legacy, Quinn explained. Inspired by this, he became more involved in the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, furthering Taylor's mission in fighting AIDS and advocating for those affected by the disease. Beyond his philanthropic endeavors, Quinn has ventured into film and TV production and is pursuing an MBA, demonstrating a multifaceted career path influenced by his grandmother's impact. He holds a profound perspective on Taylor's significance in popular culture, noting, "She was one of the most influential figures in modern popular culture. She transformed Hollywood, the fragrance industry, and the role of celebrities in activism." Tarin Wilding, number 7 in this wacky, caring, sensitive family. Tarin Wilding, not to be mistaken for Quinn Taylor, is the younger brother of Layla and Naomi Wilding and Elizabeth Taylor's 7th grandchild. The Taylor family tree, with cousins like Tarin and Quinn who share similar names, can certainly be confusing. But beyond their names, Tarin shares common ground with his family in other ways. Tarin Wilding, the son of Elizabeth Taylor's son, Michael Wilding Jr. and Brooke Palance, reflects gratefully on his family, describing them as wacky, caring, sensitive people, as he shared with Town & Country in 2017. He's inherited a legacy of fame from both sides of his family. His maternal grandfather was the Academy Award-winning actor Jack Palance of City Slickers fame. Following in the footsteps of his cousin Andrew Wilding, who pursued a career as a cinematographer, Tarin has embraced Hollywood as a filmmaker at just 28 years old. He holds a deep affection for his large family and cherishes memories of his grandmother. "I often reflect on how fortunate I am to have been born into a group of such quirky, caring, and sensitive individuals," Tarin shared with Town & Country. "We all admire my grandmother for her boundless generosity, and I believe we are all grateful to be able to honor and continue her legacy, especially together." Surely Elizabeth Taylor would be equally grateful for her remarkable grandchildren and their commitment to preserving her legacy. A filmmaker and motorcycle enthusiast, Tarin has also explored acting, making a notable appearance in a 2015 episode of Showtime's Shameless. However, it's his grandmother who profoundly influences his role as an ambassador for the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. "My grandmother was a total badass," Tarin exclaimed. "I can't help but be inspired by her unbreakable courage and boundless generosity. I want to carry forward her legacy and contribute to the fight for a better future for those living with HIV/AIDS, aiming for an AIDS-free generation." LEL Wilding, the grandson archiving Taylor's life. "I have always been in awe of the incredible impact my grandmother was able to make during her lifetime," LEL Wilding expressed to the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, reflecting his deep admiration and appreciation for Elizabeth Taylor. She could have easily chosen to do nothing, like many others. Instead, she fought, she cared, and she worked tirelessly for people suffering with HIV/AIDS, Taylor's 8th grandchild passionately explained. Lowell's commitment extends beyond admiration. He is actively working to uphold and expand her legacy. Currently, he is spearheading efforts to establish a new addition to the Elizabeth Taylor Trust, an Elizabeth Taylor archive. This initiative stands as a beautiful tribute to his late grandmother, ensuring that her remarkable life and achievements are preserved for future generations. Much like many of his relatives, Lowell resides in Los Angeles, conveniently close to Beverly Hills, where his grandmother's trust is based. This proximity allows him to play a pivotal role in ensuring that Elizabeth Taylor's legacy continues to thrive and impact lives positively. Reese Taylor, an accomplished and artsy grandson. At 33 years old, Reese Taylor has already carved out an impressive path for himself. Raised in a rural part of upstate New York, Reese later transitioned to New York City to pursue a Bachelor of Music in Jazz Performance at New York University's Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development. Today, he is celebrated as a triple threat: a talented trumpeter, vocalist, and songwriter. Reese's musical journey extends beyond performance. He has also dedicated his time to teaching music and yoga to middle school children across the city, from Brooklyn to Manhattan to the Bronx. In aligning with his grandmother Elizabeth Taylor's values, Reese emphasizes the importance of acknowledging the soul of every person and treating them with respect regardless of color, culture, or class. This ethos underscores his approach not only to music but also to life. Additionally, Reese is passionate about environmental conservation and has adopted a vegan lifestyle to reduce his carbon footprint. Speaking to vegan food and living, he highlighted his concern for climate change, stressing its significance for his generation and younger cohorts. Beyond his artistic and environmental pursuits, Reese Taylor's dedication to philanthropy is evident. He actively supports causes championed by the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, continuing his grandmother's legacy of compassion and advocacy for marginalized communities. Richard Mckone, grandbaby number 10. Although details about Elizabeth Taylor's youngest grandchild, Richard Mckone, remain sparse, his early life was marked by significant family drama. As reported by Wales Online, Richard, named after his grandfather, was living with his mother, Maria Burton, when she filed a restraining order against Tom Mckone, Richard's father. Richard Mckeown's family history is intertwined with the iconic Elizabeth Taylor, who adopted his mother, Maria Burton, during her marriage to Richard Burton. Maria's adoption process from Germany began while Taylor was still married to Eddie Fisher, Carrie Fisher's father. However, after Taylor's divorce from Fisher, Richard Burton stepped in to finalize Maria's adoption, making her Taylor's fourth child. Maria faced challenges from birth, born with a hip problem that required 22 surgeries. Taylor, known for her immense compassion, expressed her deep commitment to Maria's well-being, stating upon meeting her, "I want her all the more because she's ill. Maybe I can do something to help." This maternal dedication was evident throughout Maria's life, including in 2004 when she filed a restraining order against Richard's father, Tom Mckone, and sought refuge with her mother in Bel Air. As the youngest of Elizabeth Taylor's 10 grandchildren, not much is publicly known about Richard today. He attended high school in Idaho and has shown interest in video games, as evidenced by his activity on Facebook. Despite the challenges his family has faced, Richard remains connected to his roots and continues to navigate his path forward. Elizabeth Taylor's great-grandchildren and other famous relatives are following in her philanthropic footsteps. Elizabeth Taylor's descendants and extended family are continuing her remarkable legacy of philanthropy and activism, each in their own significant way. Finn McMurray, great-grandson of the screen legend and jewelry icon, is actively involved as an ambassador for the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. Reflecting on their shared commitment, Finn told Town & Country, "We're all genuinely interested and engaged in this fight and are dedicated to continuing her work." Another prominent figure carrying forward Taylor's humanitarian efforts is Paris Jackson, daughter of Michael Jackson and Taylor's goddaughter. Paris has embraced her role as an ambassador for the foundation, advocating globally to raise awareness about HIV/AIDS. Inspired by Taylor's legacy, Paris shared with People, "Elizabeth was a real badass." Her story is an example of how one person can have such a profound and positive effect on the whole of humanity. Taylor's stepdaughter from her marriage to Richard Burton, Kate Burton, known for her roles in shows like Grey's Anatomy and Scandal, also plays a pivotal role as an ETF ambassador. Reflecting on her dedication, Kate remarked, "I have always been devoted to my stepmother." Elizabeth put AIDS research on the map, and the lives of our friends and colleagues living with AIDS have improved immeasurably. As Elizabeth Taylor's charitable legacy thrives, her life and career continue to inspire new generations. Her guiding philosophy, "You might as well live," resonates deeply as her family and supporters carry forward her impactful work. In exploring Elizabeth Taylor's grandchildren, we've seen how they've grown into diverse and accomplished individuals, each carrying forward her legacy in their own unique ways. From activism to filmmaking and beyond, they embody the spirit of their iconic grandmother. Which other famous families would you like us to explore next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating stories about celebrities and their remarkable legacies.